Salutare doamnelor și domnilor, sunt Traian Stoianov și începem interviul de astăzi. Invitatul nostru de această dată este șeful Băncii Europene de Investiții în Moldova, domnul Alberto Carlei. Mr. Carlei, welcome. I'm very glad to see you again.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Let's start. So, as the head of office of Moldova, can you tell us how the bank has supported Moldova development with its operations?
Sure, absolutely. We have supported Moldova and we support Moldova with operations and financing in a number of key sectors. We finance, on one end, strategic infrastructure in sectors like transport, energy, environment, agriculture, and so on. But also we support the private sector by supporting access to finance for small and medium enterprises. Mm-hmm. We have really, I would say, stepped up our activities in Moldova over the last years in order to help the country face the several challenges that arise, starting from the COVID crisis a few years ago, continuing with the negative spillovers from the war in Ukraine on the economy of Moldova, the energy crisis. And if I translate this into concrete terms, it means that our portfolio in terms of overall lending commitment have increased from about 850 million euro in 2021 to about 1.5 billion euro today. Mm-hmm. For example, only last year we signed a 212 million new commitment, including 200 million for an important afforestation program in Moldova and a 12 million investment grants for the Solidarity Lane initiative dedicated to railways, which is, these are funds that the European Union provided, and we, on their behalf, all lend to support this project. And at the same time, we also disbursed around 60 million euro under existing project for both public sector and private sector operations.
Mr. Carlei, what are the strategic priorities of the European Investment Bank in the Republic of Moldova for the next 3-5 years?
Absolutely. We have a rich pipeline of operation for the next 3-5 years that covers a number of strategic sectors, both on one end infrastructure, energy, transport, healthcare, agriculture and so on, and also, importantly, support to the private sector. Just to give you some example, we are working on the appraisal for the construction of one hospital in Cahul, a regional hospital, which will provide essential medical care to the region, therefore having an important impact at local level. We are also appraising an operation to modernize the district heating infrastructure in Chisinau, therefore an important energy efficiency operation. We have committed financing to rehabilitate certain road segment in the country, Belts-Briceni in the north, for example, Chimislia bypass in the south, Leova-Cahul connection as well. And this is just to give you a few examples of operation that we're working on, but we have a richer pipeline to develop in the medium term across the sector that I mentioned.
And how do you assess the impact of EIB projects in Moldova over the past decade?
I would say it's definitely very impactful, our activity. If looking back again, starting from, for example, the transport sector, to which we commit the largest part of our fund. I mentioned before what we are going to do in the near future, but we have already done quite a bit, I would say. We have rehabilitated with our loan more than 170 kilometers of road connection in the country. The Comrade bypass, for example, Belt-Falesti in the north, a section of the Chisinau ring road, the R34, several sections from Chisinau down to the south, and so on. We believe that road connectivity, it's an important precondition for faster economic growth and for improving the quality of life of citizens. And we have also been active on the rail sector, rehabilitating the two main rail axes of Moldova, one from east to west, so from we are co-financing the rehabilitation together with EBRD and European Union from the connection that goes from Tighina down to Bersarabesca and Giurgiu-Lest, and the one from north to south, from Chisinau up to Ocnița. But it's not only about transport, which of course is very important, but also, for example, the agriculture sector. We started supporting the sector back several years ago with an operation called Filière du Vin, which we deployed at the time of the Russian embargo on Moldovan wines. And this operation has really helped Moldovan wineries, for example, to improve production, improve product quality, invest in infrastructure, and basically become more competitive and be able to export beyond what was previously the Russian market, but internationally, and bring the quality to the high standards that we know today. It was one of the support elements in that direction. And then this operation, we let's say, it became something even bigger. Another operation. It moved into Livada Moldovei, Fruit Garden of Moldova, which was a follow-up operation, which was dedicated to the broader agricultural value chain, including wineries, but not only. And this operation has supported more than 500 investment projects promoted by small medium enterprise active in the agriculture value chain. And also to a sub-part, it has financed the rehabilitation of several public infrastructure in terms of educational sector for the agriculture area, of course. But even beyond that, we have been active in the water and sanitation. We have co-financed the rehabilitation of the water infrastructure in Chisinau and in several regions of Moldova in the past. We are very keen and active in energy, which is also a strategic focus for us. We supported the interconnection of Moldova to the European Union, to Romania. And we do that indeed also today. We finance the modernization of the electricity grid in Moldova. We are a very active player in the energy efficiency sector as well. We co-finance the energy rehabilitation improvement in terms of efficiency in Chisinau for several kindergarten. And we are now co-financing as well a larger operation at country level in terms of energy efficiency, which relates to hospitals, at least in this first phase. And it's about implementing energy efficiency measures across a number of hospitals across the country, just to give you an idea.
Mr. Carlei, I would like to ask you more about the small and medium-sized enterprises. How does EIB support this category of enterprises?
Absolutely. We do that essentially through two main products. One is a loan, is lending, and we can do that for thematic sectors, like for example the agriculture, given its importance in terms of employment and contribution to GDP. We developed specific initiatives like the one I mentioned before. But we can also do that through a generic credit line, which we provide to selected financial intermediaries, and that will be then provided not to specific sector of SMEs, but to the broader audience of small medium enterprises, if I can say so. And it would be again the final goal is to promote, to have the intermediary on lending our funds to finance projects promoted by small medium enterprises, which are eligible and bankable as well. The lending product is complemented we can complement it with partial portfolio guarantees, which again we provide to selected financial intermediaries and ultimately help the intermediating bank to increase its risk-bearing capacity. So by being able to take more risk, a bank is able to ask less collateral to a potential beneficiary loan, and ultimately by providing well-priced long-term lending and this partial portfolio guarantee to intermediating bank, we tackle what we think are the two main issues of access to finance in Moldova, which is on one end the access to liquidity and for an SME, and on the other end the collateral requirement, which are often too cumbersome for an SME, and therefore it let's say jeopardize its ability to implement projects.
And how do EIB financing relates to Moldova's European integration path?
Absolutely. The EIB, the European Investment Bank, is the bank of the European Union. Our shareholders are the member states of the European Union. And we are a policy-driven institution. With our operation, we bring forward the European Union policy priority in the host country where we operate. in this case in Moldova, of course also in close cooperation with the local authorities or with local governmental authorities. Like for example in Moldova we have an excellent relationship with them, and as we discussed, we developed a great pipeline, and we achieved very important result as of today. Our project have started to do operation in Moldova back in 2007, and we have signed more than 30 projects as of today. Our project have helped Moldova in strengthen its resilience, its economic resilience, achieve economic development, and also very importantly get closer, more integrated into the European Union market, and more aligned with what are the European Union standards. We do this with our operation, with our loan, but equally crucially with technical assistance, which we mobilized at project level, but also at strategic level, sector level. We do that with the resources that we have in-house, but we also, very importantly, leverage resources that the European Union make available under several envelopes for technical assistance, to prepare projects, to implement projects, and we blend these resources together also with investment grants that we can mobilize from the European Union resource, and we blend into our financing package. Indeed, it's important to stress that without the support of the European Union, all the achievement that we have done in Moldova would have not been possible, because these resources really help to unblock projects, to spur new investment ideas, and are really essential to our activity. And on this regard, I can also mention the Moldova Growth Plan that, as we know, has been recently signed. Is a 1.9 billion euro financial support package provided by the European Union, the largest that Moldova has received since its independence. It will accompany Moldova in the implementation of key reforms to get aligned with the European Union acquis, and also to implement, to finance very strategic infrastructure projects in the country. And we, as EIB, look forward to play an important role in the implementation of this plan, and therefore we want to continue, we're very keen to continue supporting Moldova towards European accession.
Since the outbreak of the war in Ukraine, how has the EIB's vision of Moldova and the region changed?
The region for us is key. This is the direct and short answer. It's a very important region from a geopolitical perspective, from an economic perspective. The war in Ukraine has simply made this even more evident, although obviously through a tragic way because of the conflict. Ukraine itself is a priority for the EIB group currently, and it will continue to be a priority when it will come the time for the reconstruction. Moldova is very important also geopolitically speaking. It's nested between Ukraine on one end and the European Union, Romania on the other end. We have, as we discussed, we have supported Moldova through the year. We look forward to continue to do so. And also in view of a potential reconstruction of Ukraine, I believe Moldova is an important logistical role to play, as it can be a hub for local companies, international companies to locate, and therefore to function as a logistical hub for the reconstruction of Ukraine, especially for the regions nearby the border. Therefore, if you wish, also an opportunity in terms of business development.
Lastly, Mr. Carlei, when you think of the Republic of Moldova, what comes to mind first, and how do you envision our country in 10 years from now?
Well, I'm Italian by origin. I live in Moldova. I have the privilege to live here already 3.5 years, nearly 4 actually. And in this year that I spent in Moldova, I come to learn all the things that we have in common, Moldova and my native country, the language, the culture, the lifestyle, if you wish, both country of wine, country of sun, and I believe that we think alike in many respects. Therefore, I feel at home. I always felt at home here in Moldova, and I do my best at work, and I enjoy also my life in the country. And it's a pleasure to be here. Where I see the country in 10 years, of course, I wish I would be able to give a precise answer. It's very difficult to have to provide a detailed answer. But what I can say for sure is that the time for action is now. There is clearly an unprecedented level of support mobilized in favor of Moldova. I mentioned before the Moldova Growth Plan. That's, I think, a great example of this support that is being mobilized. I believe is really a great opportunity to build a better future for these generations and for the generation to come beyond, I would say, a specific project or a sector. They're all really important. But if the opportunities will be taken, I think this would be a really once in a lifetime opportunity to fast forward economic development and really build a better future.
I'm pretty sure that we will build this beautiful future, because one of our supporters are you and BIE. Thank you very much, and
Thanks to you.
like I said, I'm very glad to see you again, and thank you for all your support.
Thank you, sir.
Doamnelor și domnilor, invitatul de astăzi este șeful Băncii Europene de Investiții, domnul Alberto Carlei. Eu vă mulțumesc pentru atenție și ne revedem data viitoare.